Hello and welcome to the Quiver channel. I am Jason, your host. We are on our way to town, so I'm just going to grab some bits and pieces. I'm going to probably cross over to the other side so that I don't get in the way of this guy. Yeah. Nothing's behind me. So, I haven't been down there. Let's go down there. I want to go down here to the end and see where it does. It go? Can you go out onto the road? I think you might be able to go out on the road. I'm not sure. I'll find out when I get there. Yep, we can. Hee. Get onto the actual pavement. Yeah, I always like taking different roads. So yeah, my server downstairs is, you see, because commercial buyers of technology would not stand for any of the bullshit that's being pushed on consumers. They just wouldn't. You know what I can do on my system? I can use every single one of my PCI slots. Every single one of them without it detrimental. I can fill every single memory slot. I get quad channel memory, not dual channel, but actual quad channel memory on there. A technology that's been around for a long time, but we don't need it, do we, as normal gamers? I mean, why would we? But it'd only give us a bonus and everything. Why would we want that? It's unreasonable. It's like, this is the fucking wonderful thing. The R730 has USB ports. Now, a long time ago, technology came out that you could switch USB ports. Did you know that? That they could go from USB 2 to USB 3. You didn't need to actually specify separately. So, whereas you with your motherboard may have a couple of USB 2 ports, ones that you can use for, your just keyboards and mouse and that, nothing fancy. And then you've got your USB 3 as well. The funny thing is that when you turn on the Dell system and go into its iDRAC software, to start with, all of the actual USB ports are set to USB 2, which isn't bad, just mess about. You go in and press a switch inside the actual thing, and all of a sudden you've got those same ports to switch from USB 2 to USB 3 and become absolutely powerhouses. And the entire system is built like that. Everything you pay for, you get. It's like last night. Last night I installed Plex on it to set up a Plex server for my 300 plus TV series and 5,000 plus movies. And before anybody says, I actually own every single fucking one of them. I have box sets for every single TV series and so on. I have just moved them onto my Plex so that I can easier get to them for everything. That's what I do. Now, so that is quite a bit of a... When you first install the Plex server, it goes through... It checks everything for its codecs, how it will run better. It scans every single file. It downloads metadata and everything. And you basically... It hammers your CPU. It really does hammer your CPU because it will use however many threads you've got. So it was quite funny last night because once I started it up, the fans on the actual Dell server started turning into jet engines, because every one of the 64 cores spread between 2 CPUs ramped up to 100% or 95% and started to basically eat everything that bloody Plex could throw at them. The hardware of the system and everything was just like, okay, what you got? I can take this. And basically did through all the bits and pieces and tweaked through all. It was amazing to see it happen, and it's still doing the minor stuff. We finished all that during the night really quickly. Every single series now has thumbnails, chapters, all of the bone things, and there isn't even a GPU to help with any transcoding. It's just doing it through raw power at the moment, which is pretty amazing. So yeah. And yes, Xeon processors are not as fast as desktop processors per thread. You give them a multi-threaded thing to do, something like Plex or Cinebench or anything like that, and they will kick the ass of anything happening there. But single-threaded, they are weaker. Well, weak. For example, my primary processor has something like a 3000 count on for single-thread power benchmark. My Xeon has 2200. It's not too far behind. And the thing is, because it's got quad channel memory, because I'm not saying you could ever turn it into a AAA. You can't, because there would be a bottleneck. I wouldn't pair it with something like a 4090. But if you want to just do 1080p gaming or even 2K gaming and pair it with something like a 2060 or a 2080 or even a 30 series card, and it will happily deal with it. And you got to think, even when you are playing a single-threaded game, you are still doing more than that, because your OS is on one thread and so on. You really need 4 or 8 threads these days. If you've got Discord running, if you've got Steam running in the background, if you've got something like a web browser open on another screen, all these can benefit from different cores. No. The funny, scary, weird thing is this, that when you set up a one of these servers with all these things, that most of the time it's using less than 2 or 3% CPU. It is fucking amazing. It really is. So don't think I'll be in a position where... The only thing I'm not sure of that it can handle is VR. VR is something I don't think it can handle. There's probably a way to do it, and I'm going to test it, because I'm going to try installing a how can I put it? What's the best thing? I'm going to install a expansion card that allows me to put on some USB, some high-speed USB stuff. So I will be testing it, but I'm not going to I've decided I'm not going to sell or get rid of my main PC until the point in the future when I am absolutely sure everything I use can be used on that. You got to remember, even if I sell my main computer and the parts, I'll probably keep the 3090 and put in an eGPU. I have an eGPU box. That means I can plug it into my ThinkPad laptop and turn my ThinkPad laptop into a AAA gaming. I can do that. That is within my ability easily. I can put bloody Steam VR on my little laptop and kick ass with a 3090 on it in an external GPU. That's doable within easy time. Are you a bit sleepy? Are you a bit sleepy? I don't know. So I'm going to shut down the video in a minute. I'm going to go and get the dog's stuff. And I will upload these later. I don't think we're going to do another one for a while I'm going home, because I'm just going to mellow out for a bit and wander around. I mean, so I will just say goodbye now to you wonderful people. Bye bye.